It is one of the most disturbing murder cases in Hillsborough County history. A woman, her 2 children, and the family dog were beheaded and mutilated. Her boyfriend, Edward Covington, is now on trial for killing them.
It was a house of horrors. Blood was everywhere on every surface of this mobile home. Body parts all over the living room. Knives and hammers left on the floor. Tools of a madman. The medical examiner called it rage, pure rage. And Edward Covington admits he killed them all and then shoved birdseed and dog food in their open wounds.
He told detectives that he used a bread knife and, quote, "It went through the chest cavity. It's scary to say, but almost like carving a pig, a hog."
So what would drive a man to such madness? Lisa Freiberg, her daughter Savannah, her son Zachary, and their German Shepherd Duke were brutalized. Defense attorneys claim their client is crazy.
At the time of the crime, that Mr. Covington was insane, very, very insane. There was blood literally in every room. On the walls, on the floors, on the furniture.
Covington's defense, not guilty by reason of insanity, as his parents sit on one side of the courtroom and Lisa's on the other. The couple had only been dating a few months after they met online. Edward Covington suffers from extreme mental illness. His attorney tells 8 on Your Side, and was not in his right mind when he beheaded and mutilated those bodies.
You've explained to him.
No, I haven't chance to talk to him.
Okay. We're here, obviously.
I told him about, yeah, he's under arrest.
Right,
He's under arrest
right. You know you're under
violation.
arrest for violation of probation.
Yes.
And the drive here, you discussed, and you knew why the violation was due to the crack cocaine. So with that being said, and being in custody, obviously going back to your background, that you obviously know that before we talk to you about anything, or any of the violations or any of this incident or anything, we have to read you your Miranda rights.
Well, let me ask you this: what are you scared of? What is it? Something we can do to ease your fear?
I'm afraid not.
Well,
You're not afraid of me, are you?
No.
Are you afraid of Detective Morgan?
No.
All right. I just want to make sure that it's not something.
The jumbled pictures I'm seeing in my head is what scared me.
It's understandable.
Why don't y'all just let me alone?
What's that?
Why don't y'all just let me lay there and
Well, listen to me. All right. You know, you were almost in our shoes, right? You were in the correctional field. You know that we can't do that. You couldn't do that, could you, when you were at work? You couldn't just let people go, right?
You took an oath to help people just like we did.
How many times when you were working did you have somebody in there that thought they wanted to hurt themselves, or they wanted to do
even
something?
today there was times I would stop and help people.
What's that?
Even today I would stop and help somebody.
Okay, so now you know why you did.
That's your personality.
You're not a bad person. You're a good person. All right?
That's one thing I want to make clear. I don't want you to think that we're here to pass judgment. You just toss him. I can't catch him, but he was awesome.
There you go.
We're not here to pass judgment on you, or we don't think you're a bad person. We don't even know you. We want to know you before anything else.
We're gonna take this slow, as I explained to you in there. I mean, when you said you were scared, that's fine, and I understand that. I'm not here to make this hard on anybody, all right? But you understand, and you agreed that you understood why it was that we have to talk about this, right? And as you said, the jumbled pictures are starting to come into your head, and you're starting to remember more. Remember the first day that you saw me and we talked? Remember what I had said to you? I said, with time, you're going to start remembering more. And those facts and those things that you put together are things that we need to talk about. Okay, and as hard as I know it's going to be, okay, it's got to be done. Okay? All right, Eddie? Want a drink? There you go.
And just like Detective Moore was telling you, you know, this is just something we got to get, a preliminary thing we got to get out of the way, all right? So I'm gonna read this to you and then have you sign it,
And then the signature on the bottom is obviously the signature stating the fact that we did indeed
read it.
read this to you and you understood it, okay?
Okay. And you told us that you graduated, what's the name of the school, Sandalwood?
Sandalwood High School.
Sandwood High School in
Yes, sir.
Jacksonville. And obviously, we just brought you from UCH, so you're not under any narcotics or alcohol.
No, sir.
All right, this is going to be says I, and then you'll initial the box. Do your school, were you in just regular classes?
Which school?
In high
Interview
school?
and interrogation.
Oh, no,
High school. I had a couple of advanced classes early on. They're just too boring. But I was in drama.
Oh, really? How'd you like
Spanish
that?
club.
How'd you like drama?
Love drama.
Pretty cool, isn't it? I wish I'd have known about it earlier.
My dad and I played in band. I played band, football, wrestling.
Really? What instrument?
Baritone sax.
Wow.
I made a superior at the solo ensemble in St. Augustine at the School for the Deaf and Blind.
Really?
Which I played a level 3 piece, Fandango.
Oh, yeah.
With me having my hearing loss, the judges were impressed with that.
So the hearing loss has been
It's something I dealt with all my life also.
childhood?
Mm-hmm.
Really?
I got my pilot certificate before I graduated high school.
Pilot? Like airplane pilot?
I have got over 250 flight hours pilot in command.
Wow. That's pretty impressive.
Yeah, you got that when you were, what was it, 16? Yeah, when you were
Yes,
16?
sir. I had my pilot certificate 2/26/89.
Pretty important to you, obviously.
Yes, it is. That's the first day I soloed. They cut the back of your shirt off. And,
Oh, really?
yeah.
A little initiation.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool. Well, I've seen, now those are things I never would have guessed. Especially, I mean,
I've been
obviously.
scuba diving too.
Really?
I wanted to go skydiving.
How's deep? What's the deepest you ever dove?
The deepest I've been is 110
Never
feet.
mind, that's deeper than I care to go. If I can't see daylight, I'm not going down.
Saw a 500-pound Jewfish 3 miles off the Clearwater Beach.
Really?
That's a big
That is a
fish.
big fish.
Oh, so you dove here locally?
Used to. I haven't been diving in quite a while. It's just expensive, and then
Yeah.
getting all this other sidetracked, and fitting out with my ex-wife's BS, and
Now, how'd you meet her?
Cherie.
Yeah.
Back in '93, it bought me an FZR 600. Goofing off, and I was sitting there at Wedgewood Kennedy. Popped it up first 3 gears, catwalked it all the way up to McDill. State trooper sat behind me. Don't you run, boy. Don't you run. I'm not going to run. I got caught playing. Time to pay the price. I go to jail. I go to jail. Just so happened he knew Sonia Mitchell, who was worked over at the courthouse along with William Alley. He used to be court bailiff for Judge Battles. He goes, oh, so you're going over there? And she tore my butt up when I got to her. He gave me a ticket, but she tore my butt up. And Ginger, Sonia's cousin, came over, and Cherie was with her. And that's how. I never ran for. I never intentionally ran from police officers. Never. No, I was going down when I got my 01 R6 on Bloomingdale, or coming off that road by where the mall is, the back part to Bloomingdale.
Mm-hmm.
I did a wheelie between 2 cars because they were just slow, and did a wheelie between them. And I get up to the light turned yellow, and I laid the bike over. I dragged my knee in my boots, because I had mini sliders and boots.
Mm-hmm.
The deputy didn't think I would make a turn, but I mean, I'm top of the line tires. I didn't get back there. I get all the way up to King to see the sheriff's officer in front of me turn around and do a U-turn lights on. So I called the cop. got me from hitting the side. Pulled over. He goes, "What are you pulling over?" I said, "I was speeding." He goes, "I don't know, but that deputy about 3 miles down the road is
So you and Shree were married from
04
to 07?
Roughly about a year. And I don't think there wasn't a day that I wasn't high when I was with her.
How'd that start? I mean, you got married. I mean, was it something you married right into, or was that something that took time to develop?
I had problems with it in the past. I mean, I've done it in the past, but a lot of times it was to self-medicate because there was just times that when self-medicating, believe it or not, was actually cheaper than trying to go out and get psychiatric meds.
Right.
And with what I was doing, it was actually, I could smoke a joint and that take care of me for a month. That one hit off a joint would take care of me all month long on depression wise. And sometimes it was just easier to self-medicate. I mean, I can go buy Totem Pole Xanax, it's $5 a pill.
Right.
I got a guy that was at the Union Hall offering me Oxy 60s, Rockasets 60s for like $10 a pill.
Mm.
So I mean, sometimes it's just easier to, I mean, because now, especially now, all I got to do is cut a quarter of it off, suck on that, and I'm good.
Let me ask you this, because he was asking, I mean, and during that time, and you said pretty much during the time of your marriage, and you were married to her you got married July 19th, 2004?
Yes, I believe so. Yes, it was July.
That's what you said?
Yeah.
And then you were with her until about when?
The divorce was finalized on August 5th of 2007.
Okay. So that was pretty recent. It was just the end of last year.
We both quit doing, when we were in Orlando, both quit doing cocaine.
Okay.
We both walked away from it.
All right. And you had said that you had used powder, but then you had dropped the powder.
Mm-hmm.
When did the actual starting to use the crack cocaine, when did that start taking over? And when did you actually start using it regularly?
July of last year, I want to say, around what would have been our anniversary. And I hooked up with a girl named Kimberly Dotson.
And where was that at?
In Zephyr Hills.
Is that when you were staying in the travel park up there?
Yes, sir.
For the Majestic Oaks or something?
Yeah, Majestic Oaks.
And so you started smoking crack then?
So
then you started smoking. That's when you actually first time started smoking.
At first it was no big deal, and then I noticed that, like with powder cocaine, there's no lie, I could do an 8-ball and go right to sleep. I'm dead serious. I could do an 8-ball and go right to sleep.
Wow.
Me and Shree could do an ounce in 2 days and go to sleep. We'd been at a party here in Hillsborough County, in unincorporated Hillsborough County, where we went through 9.5 ounces between about 20 of us.
Wow.
And not low, I mean, it wasn't stuff. I'm talking.
No
if you was to put it into your test files, it turned dark purple almost immediately. I mean, that quick. Not a slight reaction. It is instant.
Yeah.
When you were staying there, you moved out there to Zephyr Hills, and did you move out there after you separated with Sherry, or?
Yes, after we separated, we got in a fight, and my parents pulled me over to Zephyr Hills, and that's when everything started going downhill because I allowed it.
What do you mean you allowed it?
That's when I did this one.
Instead of pointing to a cut on your own?
Yeah, that's the one I did last year.
Okay. And now you had there's a few incidents that happened between you and Sherry at your house or at your apartment or whatever.
And she broke my nose.
Where the cops were called.
And I never hit her back. Well, I take that back. I did hit her one time. October 15th, 2005. We left Pleasure Palace, and she lit into me one side and up the other side. And she, bipolar like me, she had started to walk out into the street as I swear to God, I may have done a lot of things in my life, but I could never put my hands on a woman, even when I wasn't fucked up. I could never hit Cherie. She started to walk out in front of the semi, and it's like 3 o'clock in the morning. And I got her an outside wrist takedown, swung her around, and hurt her wrist. And she kicked me in the groin. I ended up headbutting her, trying to get her under control because I was concerned she was going to try walking out in front of traffic. And I finally got her calmed down and put her in the truck. To this day, it kills me that happened. I mean, I live with that. To see that fear on her face scared me.
Mm-hmm. That's the only other incident that you recall that occurred?
There was another incident which I don't dislike a lot of police officers.
Right.
I particularly don't remember his name, but it was Osceola County. Now, if you're involved in a domestic, I don't care whether you have law enforcement training or not, there's going to be marks when you're involved in a domestic. We had went out to Pleasure Island over there at Disney. Somebody lifted my wallet. And I couldn't figure out why Cherie was so upset. I mean, because for that particular reason, I left over half the money in the car, and the other half the money not in the wallet. I only left like $20 in the wallet. It's one place, one thing you do. I kept the rest of it down my sock. I asked her, what's the big deal about losing the wallet? And she had my Black and Milds in her short pockets. She had the baggy short, cargo shorts on. And before I asked her, I said, may I have my Black and Mild? She goes, yeah, here, get it. And that's when I asked her, so what are you so hot about the wallet? And that's when she jerked away. So, number one, there was no intent to strike her. So there's no intent to commit a crime. There's no mens rea there. There was no guilty. There was none of that intent to cause her harm.
Okay.
Well, apparently somebody upstairs called the police. The deputy comes out and says, well, what's going on? I said, well, she's mad because my wallet got stolen. And she still hasn't told me that because she thought we had lost over $700. I would have thought, and here it is.
Right.
Everything would have been fine. Well, he goes, well, Mr. Covington, how do you expect we handle this? I said, well, I need to go in there, get my shoes, or I can go to work. She'll be fine this afternoon. Well, you're being uncooperative. Wait a minute, deputy. How am I being uncooperative? You asked me what I need to do in order to go. Well, I need my shoes. And he goes, well, he said something that really teed me off because I noticed it said DVI, domestic violence instructor. Okay. And that's when I said, look, I've got 10 years in with the Department of Corrections. I've had the same training you've had. I understand what's going on here. You're asking me. I'm trying to help. Well, guess what? You're going to jail. Okay. And it's just going to be a vacation for me. I'll just go sit for a couple of days. Charges are going to be dropped anyways. And they were because he tried to get her to sign paperwork without letting her read it. And she's like, well, what does it say? Oh, it's just standardized paperwork. All you got to do is fill out. She goes, well, his father told me never to sign anything from anybody unless I read it.
Right.
That's in law enforcement. well, we're going to need your shorts for evidence. She goes, why? Well, because he ripped them. I never told you he ripped them. So the state's attorney ended up dropping that. And then come to find out Osceola County has a high disproportionate number of civil rights violations cases that kind of touch you along that lines. I mean, I could have understood if he come in and the whole room was a wreck.
Right.
But there was no signs of a struggle. There was no nothing. I didn't have marks on me. She didn't have marks on her.
Right. Let's go back to the trailer, and I could understand your unhappiness with the situation, with that being the case and happened. But when you moved back over there to Zephyr Hills, you said that your parents had helped you out. They had actually gotten, I mean, they've been there for you pretty much any time, even when you had to run into.
Even when I've had my head at my house.
and then, but they put you up there, and then here recently, you moved out because they moved the trailer out of there. Is that correct?
Yeah, they moved well, because of this.
Because of the cuts on your arms you're pointing to, and that was.
I tried to get my medication the right way. I tried telling them, look, I'm having problems. I can't control my anger.
Okay.
I was on Tegretol. And taking the Tegretol, I swear to God, it was like somebody, I put a jackhammer on me, and I was vibrating. Literally, I could feel my eyeballs vibrating. Had a very distinct, heavy, metallic taste in my mouth. And I was sitting at the game box one day over at Central Maintenance and Supply, and I lost my job over this. I'm lucky I didn't lose my life because I was standing there at the game box. And I guess 30 minutes had gone by, and I'm standing under a 30-ton overhead crane that is flying this big old piece of steel in a daze. Did not know where I was at. I had no clue as to where I was at while I was standing there. Wow. And that was from the medication. And I told them then I couldn't take that stuff. And they kept forcing it on me.
Who?
Harbor. And finally, when I did this, they finally put me back on a Seroquel. And I told them 1,500 milligrams ain't going to work. I need more. This isn't working. I need more. Well, you don't qualify due to budget cutbacks and this and that. I just want to take my medication.
And Seroquel is for?
To help me sleep. Because without the Seroquel, I don't need cocaine. I can stay up for 72 hours easy and be just as effective as I was from day one. 72 hours. That's part of being manic bipolar.
And that's what you were diagnosed with? When were you diagnosed with that?
When I shot myself. I couldn't even get that right. Well, I really wasn't trying to shoot myself per se, as kill myself. I was 14 years old, found my dad's police issue, 1968. I want to say it was a 63 or 68, police revolver, Colt, 38, long nose. And I said, hey, Lisa. I was in the 9th grade at the time. Hey, Lisa, watch this. I dropped all the bullets except for one triangle. And that's what.
No kidding.
No. I rode myself to the hospital on my bicycle at Regency Square Mall, the little walk-in clinic.
And
what happened?
I come walking in and go, I've been shot, and they're all looking at me, they're like, yeah, right. I said, no, seriously, I've been shot by a gun.
So you're living there, and now the trailer's back at your mom and dad's house. How'd that come about? Did you just move out, or?
Well, I don't know what was going on, but from my understanding, them boys had been coming into the park when I wasn't there, and I didn't know this.
Who's them boys?
Them boys that I was buying from.
The ones that you said you'd have deliver occasionally to you?
Yeah.
Okay.
In fact, his name's Mal. Well, I call him Mal.
Mal?
Mal, yeah. Well, Detective Hayhurst is probably wanting him, but I could never get Hayhurst to call me back.
But they were coming in the park?
Apparently so. Well, from what my father was told.
Okay.
But how true that is, that they didn't like me there in the park, some of the older residents, because the first time, last year when I cut myself the first time, when the divorce became final, the hardest thing I've ever had to deal with.
It bothers you, doesn't it? Bad. It bothers you bad, the whole divorce thing, doesn't it? What part of that divorce is what bothers you the most? Is it the fact that it didn't work?
Being divorced, yeah. Missing, because as much as me and Sheree fought, I loved her to death.
Mm-hmm.
I was to blame just as much as she was to blame. We both made mistakes. None of us are perfect. Nobody is ever perfect. We all make mistakes in one way or another. And I've always had a very hard time expressing myself emotionally, opening myself up emotionally. I guess it's from being heavy and getting teased all my life, because I swear to God, I still see myself at 460 pounds. I mean, I literally, when I go shopping for clothes, have to go try and
remind yourself that you have to go
that I'm no longer that size. It's.
But you're happy with that, right?
Yeah, I am happy. I'm much happier. I went from running a mile in 30 minutes right before my motorcycle accident and running 3 miles in 28 minutes. And then I can't run anymore.
Mm-hmm.
I haven't been able to go inline skating like I used to. I used to skate Bayshore from the Gasparilla to Ballast Point and back in less than 30 minutes.
Really?
Well, right at 30. I think right at 30 minutes.
It's a good little skate.
It is about 12 miles.
It's pretty good. Yeah. Yeah. That is pretty good. So you moved out of there. Where'd you? They didn't want you there. That's what your dad had told you. Yeah. Where'd you go from there?
How'd you meet?
Yeah, that's strange. We met online.
It's like a dating service online?
Mm-hmm.
Chat
Plenty
room?
of fish.
Huh?
Plenty of fish. That's the name of the dating site.
Oh.
Plenty of fish.
Did you have a computer? Where'd you have a computer at?
At my parents' house. I'd go to my parents' house and everything, and that's where I met her at, and we hit it off. I really enjoy being with her.
Yeah. What'd you like? What was the best part about? What was the best part about that with her?
I was opening up and telling her about things I've done that I wasn't proud of. I mean, mistakes I've made, including the drugs. She never judged me.
She's always fair to you.
And just like when we're having problems with potty training. I mean, what 2-year-old isn't? It's just funny. It's I don't know what the girl's problem is, but she'll look at you and poop and just sit in it all day and not say a word till the diaper's ready to fall off. When she grabbed hold of the cell phone a couple days ago. And I didn't mean to hit her hard. She had her diaper on, and I caught the side of her leg. And not realizing that I did hit her hard. Right? Because
of course.
I smacked her, and she just, wah, and then stops. And just looks at you and starts giggling. And it's like, okay. Did I hurt her, or
Just get her attention.
Right. She doesn't react to it. I mean,
She-
that
she-
happens.
I mean, I sat there, and she fell one night, going to my we were at my parents for Christmas. She's just booking down the driveway at Rosie and Don's, slips, hits head first, had this big old sized knot, cried for maybe a minute, and that was it.
Oh,
Wow.
I was like, that reminds me of somebody else I know. But no, she's like that. So if I heard her, I didn't know it wasn't intentional, and then I was all upset and going, "My mom's accusing you of abusing my children."
Why'd she tell you that?
Today's what? Wednesday,
Tuesday.
right? Last Thursday.
Today's Wednesday, yeah.
Yeah, last Wednesday or Thursday, because my mom was hot. We went out to my mom's house, and I was hot because that is not. And like I said, she hadn't been eating properly lately. I've been having to take away when I cook for her. Taking away her bread and her vegetables, where she'll eat her meat first, or she'll eat the bread, then maybe eat the vegetables, and then eat the meat last.
Yeah.
So we get her to eat her protein first, and then start giving her a little of this and a little of that. And just picky all the way around. Likes French fries, but don't like mashed potatoes.
Well, so how long have you lived with her?
I've been living with her off and on for, well, officially, since the end of last month, I think.
April.
Yes, sir. But I would stay out there at her house, and she would stay over at mine.
At your mom and dad's?
Oh no, over at the trailer before
Oh,
my parents.
I don't know if maybe I missed it. But when did you say you met her? I know you said you met her online, but when was it when you guys actually started seeing each other and actually physically talking and so on?
I want to say in August.
Okay.
It was right after my it was right after my DUI, because it's right when I got my motorcycle. But you ever get a DUI, that's the cheapest way around the FR44 now, if you don't have bodily injury. It's the cheapest way around it. And I only paid $468 for 1 year for FR44 on my motorcycle. Because I thought I had enough insurance.
Right.
Because I had the state required insurance. Come to find out, you had to have $20,000 liability. And my insurance adjuster never told me that, or else I would have had it and wouldn't have had to carry it.
Right. So you moved in April?
Yeah, yes, sir.
How'd things go?
Everything was going great. Everything's going great.
What'd you do for transportation?
Except for that part, I'd use my bicycle.
Use your bicycle. Where'd you get your bike?
That or because I knew some of the deputies out in the area. Like, for my business purpose only license, I can go to and from work, to and from the grocery store once a week, medical needs, self-help stuff. And a lot of the deputies I've talked to have said, look, if you're going to go do your community service hours, by all means. You're going to your probation officer, by all means. You're going to do, as long as you're doing one of those things, by all means go. But if you're just going down here to go to the bar, no.
Right.
But as long as you're doing something like that you're supposed to do, and that's what I would do. I go to and from work, or I go to and from school, which was also where my work was located, because I go to school once a week.
Every Thursday night or something?
This semester was every Friday? Yeah, every Friday.
On Thursday, you said that was Thursday or Wednesday or Thursday is whenever her mother had made a comment about.
Yes, sir.
What was it? Where were you guys at? Where was that at? Where were you at the house or?
We were at her house because that Saturday we went out to my parents' house.
Which would be this past Saturday?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
During the day?
Yes, sir. Because it's really shocking because we had looked at her and we didn't see no marks on her.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, we know she wasn't with us. I'm sorry, she wasn't with us. It was just me and her because her mom said, no, can't have the kids. And my mom says, well, look at the timeline. She's saying by 8:30, because the night before we babed, because she had pooped her diaper, and I had asked her, you got to go potty. And she'll start to cry because she knows she peed her diaper. She knows she's in trouble, but she doesn't want to go to the toilet because she knows how to put her seat up to let you know she needs to go to the bathroom.
Mm-hmm.
Or just getting her to say, okay, I got to potty. She started to cry. No big deal. She grabs her diaper and starts running with it through the hallway.
Oh, that could be interesting.
So she got poo-poo in her hair, along the wall. I mean, her mother was cleaning it up. And we had to wash her like 3 times just to get it out of her hair. And she squirms around whenever water gets on her face. She hates that.
Yeah.
So, I mean, we would have noticed then if there was any bruising on her. There wasn't. So from the bath time to 8:30 when her mom picked her up, there's a hand mark on there. And we put the baby gates up because while we were out at my mom's house, we asked for the baby gates because she likes to get up at about 3:30, 4 o'clock in the morning, and you'll find her either in the kitchen playing with food, sleeping up under her mom's bed, sleeping out on a couch, anywhere but in the bedroom.
Right.
So we ended up going with the baby gates.
Who's
German Shepherd.
German Shepherd?
Mm-hmm. The other one we can't let in, and she says she's German Shepherd Wolf mix, but if you look at her and study her, I say she's all wolf. Beautiful white wolf, beautiful blue eyes.
The one that's outside? Outside? Yeah.
After she'll tear the inside out.
Oh, really? Stay inside?
Inside and outside. Failing in health. He's getting old. He's old. He has hip problems like all German Shepherds do. And lately he's been losing a lot of weight. Said he's like 15 years old, I think he is. So I mean, he's getting up there. But you can see that we've tried everything: vitamin supplements, puppy food, high fat human food. Even trying to her horse. She has a horse, Skylar, that she had a problem with. He wasn't putting on weight when she first got him. We were going to use those tablets to see if they would help bulk him up.
Yeah, she seemed to love her. She loved horses.
Mm-hmm. Oh, I used to own a horse when I lived in Cuba.
Oh, yeah.
Loved riding. Loved riding.
So, what time did you leave your mom's house Saturday?
I know we left. Oh, we got there early so where I could give my mom her Mother's Day card. And And in fact, we weren't at my mother's. We were over at Rosie and Don's because they were working out in the garden that the four of them.
They're weeding the garden.
Who's Rosie and Don?
They're neighbors.
Yeah.
Good neighbors. Rosie and my mom work together at Tandem. Or is it? Yeah. Where my mom works at, they work together there. Don works for Coca-Cola. And my dad works with y'all. We all ride motorcycles together.
Yeah.
So what time did you leave there?
I'd say it was probably noon.
What'd you guys do for the rest of the day? Where'd you go? Would you run us through the day? What you guys did, where you went? Who was with you?
She listens to Sinai Twain, but I think we were listening to Glenn Beck. No, it wasn't Glenn Beck. Yeah, it was Glenn Beck on the radio talking about the gas. How all of a sudden we're getting this $168 million stimulus relief.
Yeah, I was saying who was with you, not what you were listening
to. Yeah, it was just me and her.
Okay. Where'd you guys go?
Where did we go? Came back to the house. I jumped on the computer and started playing America's Army. Her mom called. And this is what's funny. You are not having them kids as long as Eddie's over there. Okay. She can deal with them. Because we know how her mom and her dad, she just put 1,000 miles on her brand new Toyota, stalking her husband because he's cheating on her.
Who?
Yeah.
Mom?
Uh-huh. In fact, she had called me. This is part of the reason why I started staying over there. She called me up one day because I hauled off and punched her.
Which is her dad?
Punched. Yeah, her dad. Now I can understand, even as an adult, you disrespect your parents, you're going to get slapped.
Smacked. Yeah.
The reason why she got slapped was because she put the pool up under the garage, under the awning where the pool is located at the house. He punched her because of that.
Sounds like kind of a violent family.
Yeah. They've been having a lot of her mom's been having a lot of problems and putting a lot of stress on me, and she's from what I gather from her mom had gotten into she had to change all her bank account information because money kept coming up, and it wasn't me, and that we know for a fact. Bills were getting paid that shouldn't have been getting paid because she had made other arrangements. I guess her mother had gone into her account and authorized the payment to go through.
Yeah.
I mean,
which put a big hurting on us. Financially, yeah. I mean, it because my parents were helping me, and then they went to help Lisa out so where I could get through, and then it just
kept snowballing.
It like you couldn't get damned if you did, damned if you didn't.
What time she call? What time did Mom call Saturday?
I want to say it's probably about 2 o'clock.
In the afternoon?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Oh, can you come get the kids now? I want to go with your dad to his work. Which I said, but she doesn't want the kids around me. I said, what's going on? She goes, well, they're fighting again, and I guess he hit her again or something like that, or something happened. And what really upset me, and it really hurt, was that she went and told her sister and her brother that either I was abusing the kids or me and her were abusing the kids. And she was sitting there letting it happen. And that wasn't the case. really, really ticked me off because that wasn't her mother's. I can understand your concern. You have a child, has a mark. You would come up to me and say, you know how this happened? No, it couldn't happen when I spanked her, didn't realize I spanked her that hard. That's an accident.
Right.
I mean, I didn't have the intent on harming her. But to come right out and go, oh, he's abusing her, he's doing this,
Just to make the assumption.
Yeah, just made the assumption because, I mean, it could be anything. There's been plenty of times my mom smacked me with a wooden spatula growing up that I deserved, and it left a mark, but it wasn't abuse. Or she gave me a spanking I didn't deserve because I didn't do anything wrong, but I knew I did something or was going to do something and may or may not get away with it. And, I mean, it all balanced out.
Yeah. So, wanting to pick up the kids?
Yes, sir.
What time she get back?
Probably about 20 minutes later, because they're dead. When you go out 148, turn right, go to 41, which is Nebraska, turn right, and there's, I can't remember the name of it, there's heavy equipment right there.
Sinclair Hills?
I think so, right there, yes sir. Right there by Sinclair Hills, there's a little heavy equipment machine shop right there.
Yeah. That's where Mom and Dad live?
That's where Mom and Dad works. They live off Sinclair Hills.
Oh, okay.
But the shop is just as you go, just before that Publix,
Okay.
where Daddy shops at.
Right.
Publix up over there.
So what happens when he gets back? What y'all do?
We fix the kids' lunch. We're sitting back. She takes a nap. I end up fixing dinner. What do we have for dinner? I think we had fish sticks and French fries. I think. No, that was the night before. Because I was teaching her how to cook. She didn't know how to cook. She didn't know you could put bay leaf and rosemary and thyme in the water for mashed potatoes, and it tastes a whole lot better.
Mm-hmm.
I was teaching her how to cook, and I had in the kitchen, with me as much as possible, so where he could learn how to cook. I forgot, what did we have? Well, whatever it was we had was simple and quick.
What time did you guys eat?
Oh, we probably ate about 6 o'clock. Because her ex-boyfriend called, Tom, deadbeat, won't pay child support, never pay child support.
Whose daddy is that?
His father.
Okay.
And she lost her food stamps because he wouldn't keep a job long enough for them to go collect on him, so she kept losing her food stamps, which don't make a bit of sense.
What time did he call?
Probably shortly thereafter, because it was about 7 o'clock when we left to go out to Tom's, who lives in Zephyr Hills, because his great-grandparents were down. I'd say we got there about 8:30.
To Zephyr Hills?
Sir?
To Zephyr Hills?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Because stopped and got a Slurpee on the way. Addiction to Slurpees. Love them.
What you guys do up there? Eat dinner or what?
No, they just sat there and visited the grandparents and everything, and we left and went home. And got to the house, I took my Seroquel and wake up in the back of a police car.
What time did you guys get home?
I want to say, I think it was like 9:30, 10 o'clock when we left, because the kids passed out almost immediately after being put in the back of the truck.
All right to sleep.
Yes, sir.
And when you guys got home, you just put them in bed?
Put us off to bed. Put us in the bed.
Now, who bedroom has the bunk beds? Okay. And then got like little butterflies on the wall or something? I mean, not, but...
Horses, yeah.
Oh, okay.
Horses.
All right. And you sleep at in the master bedroom?
Well, the add-on that she built that. Yeah.
Add-on?
Yeah, that's an add-on.
Where, all the way in the back?
All the way in the back. Her bedroom's the add-on. And the reason why it doesn't need a permit is because it's less than a 12 by 12. It's 10 foot by 12 foot.
Huh.
Very nice.
So, what time is it when you guys get to bed?
I want to say it's probably about midnight, 1 o'clock, because I don't remember how much I took. I knew I took a handful of Seroquel because I was just dog tired. I hadn't been sleeping good on it. So I took 4 200 ERs. And
You gotta explain that to me.
It's extended release, 200 milligrams extended release Seroquel. I know I took at least 1,000 milligrams Seroquel. That's 100 over the max safe dose.
You took how much?
100 over, probably 1,000 milligrams of Seroquel, which should have knocked me out all night long.
Now, you say the Seroquel helps you sleep?
Yeah, it can explain the bruises, like on my ankle and everything. Because the only problem with Seroquel and me is, since I've had my surgery, I pee a lot. If I take Seroquel with enough water, and within 15 minutes of taking the Seroquel, I can't stand up straight when it's working properly. It's like turning off a light switch. The nervous center in my head shuts down. I mean, it just, all the extra thought of, okay, I'm going to do this tomorrow, I'm going to do that tomorrow, I got to do this, I got to do that, I got to do this, I got to do this, okay, I'm going to do this, shuts off. Everything goes quiet.
Okay.
And coordination goes, eyesight goes. I actually don't hear ringing in my ears.
That goes away.
So
That goes away.
yes, sir.
But what happens if you don't go to sleep?
Then I'm in for a rough night. It's just tossing and turning. I can't get out of bed, because if I try to get out of bed, I'm going to fall and hurt myself, because I have no coordination. There's no. I couldn't pick this bottle up right in front of me with 400 milligrams of Seroquel in after about 15 minutes, because I can't focus.
And how long does that last?
Well, this extended ER I just got, and the first time I took the ER, it lasted almost 26 hours.
And how much was that?
They had given me.
Well, no, what dosage lasted 26 hours?
The 200 milligram
Just
ER.
one 200 milligram?
One 200 milligram ER that I took the first time I took it.
And so you took?
And I took roughly 1,000 milligrams Saturday night, with I think 4 of them being 200. I know you're checking my eyes by kinesis, but yeah, to my knowledge, it was.
No, really, you're thinking. You're looking up.
Yeah. I want to say it was either 300 or 400. I'm not sure offhand, but I know they were the ERs.
Yeah.
And that's why I want to say it came in waves that extended. It just, because I didn't take it just all at once. I just didn't. No. I took a couple, waited a couple, because I can't take pills by the handful, because I could drink this much water and throw it right back up if I wanted to. And I don't have a gag reflex. That's from my surgery.
Right.
So I have to be careful when I drink pills. A lot of times what I like to do is just suck on the pill to let it slowly dissolve this way, that it takes time slowly this way, in case I have to use the bathroom or do something before the full effect kicks in.
Right.
I can get that last minute thing done before I'm down and out. Because when I take my Seroquel, I have at least 8 hours where I am not going to move. If
Well,
that
what
house
happened?
gets on fire, and I'm toast.
Well, any medication you take? Any medication
No,
you take,
just-
you can't take a lot of medication
Yeah,
at one time?
I put it this way, the Roxicet I had in liquid form right after my surgery, 1 teaspoon, and I felt like I was on cloud 9.
Right.
I could sit there and tell you, oh, look at the ants on the roof, just from taking 1 little teaspoon.
Well, what would happen if you took that much Seroquel and then smoked crack?
I didn't smoke crack after, let me rephrase that. I didn't take Seroquel and then smoke crack.
Smoke crack, then took Seroquel?
Yeah, I smoked crack and then took Seroquel.
Saturday?
Yes, sir.
When was that? Where? When was that fit into your schedule that we just went through?
I had left because I knew the kids wanted to spend time with Tom, and I don't like. I didn't want to infringe on that, because I respect the man. I mean, he may be deadbeat, but he was trying to make an effort and be nice, and he hasn't hit her or anything like that, to my knowledge. So I just said I needed to go check my mailbox over, because I hadn't turned in the key yet for the mailbox and everything. And she said, okay, and I went by, saw my boy, got me a 40, and
That's it? 40?
Yeah.
And now, where was it you went? You said, so you left Tom's?
No, yeah, I left Tom's.
And where's Tom's at?
Tom's off New York and 20th in Zephyr Hills. Went straight down to Zephyr Hills to 6. Made a left on 6. There's a church right there, Copeland. I think it's called Copeland. Run around the back of the house, the 2nd Street. Yeah, boy, what's up? Hey, here's your 40.
Okay.
They know me by face.
Where'd you smoke it at?
Not while I was driving, no. But,
Well, I'm just curious. I'm just curious, 'cause, I mean, you got everybody around. You know what I'm saying? You got everybody around you and everything.
Have you ever noticed something? And you might want to ask the narcotics officers this. There's 2 types of people when they drive: dealers and users. The individuals running drugs always drive 5 miles an hour slower than everybody else. That's how you know they got drugs on them. I just pull over and do it in plain sight.
Okay. So you just pulled the side of the road
I
and
just
smoked
pull
it?
it. Yeah, you know how many officers have passed me thinking I was lighting? I said, because they all know I smoke cigars.
Right.
Mm-hmm. Do you like it?
No,
do you honestly like smoking crack? I mean,
no, I don't like it, because it's not fun. The whole reason to do drugs when you're young is because it was fun. It was a way to rebel. It was a way to act out. This isn't fun. This isn't fun. It's not me.
I'm sure you want some help to get off of it.
Yes, I do. And I've had so much, my parents offered so much help. But it's hard to go to your parents and say, hey, Mom, Dad, your son's a crackhead.
You didn't have to. They knew that, and they were there for you. They've been there for you. That's the whole thing we talked about. They haven't ever turned. He's tried. He's given your mom and he, right? They've been there for you the whole time. Then why do you think that trailer was put out there at that park? That trailer was put out there at the park so that you could get away from all this. Right? Look at the park you were in. Right? Do you think that cost them some money?
Yeah, it did.
Huh? What about your bike? You wrecked your bike, remember? You wrecked your bike, you rear-ended a van? You had to chase the van down? I don't care. I don't care about this story, okay? I'm just saying I don't care about that.
What a mosquito felt like in the back.
Right. But what I'm getting at is they've always been there for you. And you know what? To have sat there and talked to them and to see how they reacted to the current situation and everything that's going on, they're pretty tore up. They love you, and there's no doubt about that they love their son. They definitely know that you need to get help. And I think you know, as we were riding here, you said it's terrible, and then the visions that you're getting and the pictures in your head of what happened. What are these things? These are the things that we need to talk about. Right? These are the things, Eddie, that's not going to go away. It's not going to get any better. No, it's not. But you understand, I need to have an understanding. You have got to explain this to me. The crack I totally understand with a mixture of the Seroquel. I'm not judging you. All right?
Please do.
No.
Somebody needs to.
I'm not going to. I'm here, Eddie, okay? Find out the truth. Eddie, you've got to give me the truth. I'm going to be patient. There's going to be some things that may not be clear for you, and I understand that. But let's do this, and we'll do it together, all three of us. All right? You went, you came home, all right? And let's go from there. Remember, all 4 years at the house. Got it.
We just had sex, and she asked if I wanted anything to drink. I said, yeah. I said, do you want to get a whiskey? Because it's been a long time since I had a drink, which is no big deal. I hadn't taken a Seroquel yet.
Okay.
And she's like, well, I don't like whiskey. I'm like, well, I don't care for vodka. She got the raspberry vodka. It's actually pretty decent. We drank it. And she ended up falling asleep in my arms. And from there, I'm looking at death. I already know that. I'm going to be put on, I'm going to get death.
Why do you say that?
For what?
Why do you say that?
I know I've made 100 on my law. And
okay, I understand that, but explain to me the circumstances of why you feel that, okay?
Capital crime.
Okay, which is?
Heinous, I guess brutality. And from what I saw on the news and from what I overheard, all three of them.
That's what we need to clarify, Eddie. Those are the things that you have to explain to me, Eddie. That's what I'm asking for. Listen to me. Just like you're sitting here talking to me now. Eddie, look at me. I'm not here, okay, to tell you that was wrong. You know what was wrong. You're a good person inside. You know it does. We already discussed this, that we know that crack cocaine makes good people do bad things, right?
But it shouldn't have made me do this. That's not me. I don't know what happened.
I understand that.
It's a combination.
Right. And that's not a, and
That's why we're not judging you, because that's not a fair and accurate
She did
representation.
nothing but love me.
she tried.
She kids loved me.
And what started this, Eddie? What started this? You guys just had sex and you guys had a few drinks. Did you want sex more, or what happened?
Oh, I was content. I was happy with her.
Okay. Well, what happened?
Nothing. I don't know. I don't know what happened.
You don't know what sparked this, okay?
No.
Okay, but what'd you do then? What'd you do from that point? What's the first thing that you did?
God.
Eddie, listen. Listen, man. Listen, Eddie, we've got to talk about this. I know it's hard, all right? I know it's hard. I know it's hard. Come on, man. Let it out.
Oh my God.
Why? Huh? Why?
The most.
You hurt her the most? What'd you do? What'd you do to her?
Cut her now.
You cut her in half? Why? You don't know? Was she the first one? She was? Were you scared? I mean, what happened? I mean, was there something?
I don't know. Honestly, I couldn't. I just, it's like a snapshot.
What did you use to cut her with? What did you use?
It had to be a knife.
You don't remember what knife?
No.
Okay. Well, I mean, you said was first. Where was during this time?
I think she was still in bed.
She was still in the bed sleeping? Eddie, listen. So she's still in bed? And you go in there, where's...
I was in the living room,
Where at? In the living room.
sitting on the couch.
What's she doing? She watching? What's she doing? What was she doing when you walked in there? Eddie.
I think she was just laying there.
Was she asleep?
No, she was awake.
Okay. She's just laying there? She clothed? Or was she undressed?
No, she was dressed.
Okay.
As far as I remember, I think put her to bed with just her shirt and her diapers on, if I remember correctly.
Put her in bed?
Yeah, put her in bed with her shirt and her diaper on.
But why was she on the couch?
And like I said, I guess I know what it was. They'd shut the door and got it open during the morning.
During the morning?
At one point during the morning, she got it open.
What time was all this about, do you think? Daylight, nighttime? Was it nighttime?
I want to say it was probably about 10:30 Sunday, I think.
10 in the morning?
I think.
Okay, so he's in bed. Where's
He should still be in bed too.
he was in bed, or he should have been?
He should have been. He was. No, he was.
Remember, that's what I'm after. I'm after is to. I want you to help explain to me what it was you saw. All right. You walk in there. She's laying on the couch. She obviously got her door open, and she went in and was laying on the couch. Right.
Mm-hmm.
What happens now? At this point.
Everything just went haywire.
Okay. Did she wake up? Did she say something to you? Did she cry? Did she?
She asked me what's going on. I remember choking her.
Okay.
And asked me what it was that I wanted. I said, where are the keys to the truck?
You were asking for the keys to the truck?
No.
Okay.
And she asked why, and she just stopped breathing.
Okay. And that was, then what happened? Why'd you want the keys to the truck, actually?
I don't know.
Okay.
Honestly, there's nowhere to go.
Okay.
There's nothing to do.
Did you ever go to find the keys to the truck?
No.
Did you ever go into the truck?
Yes, I did.
How'd you do that?
I think I was looking for my cell phone.
Okay. How'd you do that?
Tire bar, breaker bar.
Okay. What'd you do?
Broke through the driver's side window.
All right. Now you had just asked for the keys to the truck.
Mm-hmm.
She quit breathing. Where is now?
Still in bed, asleep.
Alive?
Alive.
Okay. How about
She was already dead.
okay. Explain to me this. All right. Let's go back to. I know it's probably one of the hardest ones for you to have to talk about. All right. I understand that. But explain that to me. We're still walking out in there. She's laying in the living room. What happened? You mentioned earlier capital. Did you have sex with her?
Oh no, God, no! I would. No, hell no.
Okay. Well, I have to ask. Okay.
No.
Okay.
Never. That's just.
Okay.
What I did was wrong. What I did was wrong, but y'all wouldn't have to worry about me being alive. That I could never do.
Okay. And because I had to ask, because you mentioned just a minute ago what I did as capital, and I wanted to make ask you about that. All right. So when you got out there, was awake, or was she asleep on the couch? She was lying on the couch, but was she asleep?
I think she was awake.
Okay.
If I remember correctly, she was awake. And
what happened? You walk in, you see her laying there. Did she?
I asked her what she was doing up, and she just started to cry, and that's it. That is the last recollection of being in control I know of.
So then the very next thing you remember
is all this chaos going on.
What's the chaos?
Killing.
Okay. What part of that is it that you remember? That's what I'm needing. What is that part that you actually recall from? You say from there.
When I cut her throat.
Did you do that to make her stop crying?
No, she never cried.
She was crying originally though when she was on the couch.
No, she never cried.
So you cut her throat?
Sure.
Where at on the couch?
In jugular.
Was she on the couch?
Were you sitting on the couch?
She was laying on the couch, yes. I was standing over her. She never cried.
And then what? Where'd you go from there?
I went.
And then what all did you do?
I asked where the keys were. And I'm not sure if I asked her or not. I think I did.
Okay.
Where's the card and PIN number?
Oh, okay. You wanted the money.
I think so. I don't know. Part of me remembers saying that. A part of me says, well, wait a minute, that don't sound right. Because after everybody was dead, I kept hearing saying, Eddie, you got to get up and go to the store. Eddie, I need you to go get to the store. Hold on, I'll go get it in a minute. I just took my Seroquel. I'm tired. And that went on all day Sunday.
Because you were taking the Seroquel throughout the day after this happened. Obviously, it was traumatic. Yeah. What did you do? After you asked for the keys, did you do anything else?
I know. I think I cut her 2 more times. I'm not sure.
You know where you're at?
I know.
Where else did you cut her at?
Cut her here and here, I think.
Why did you do that? You know, what was going on?
It's just every time I turned around, she was asking me to go get her something. I'm like, I can't right now. I can't. I'd lay back down and she'd be touching my foot, going, "Well, I need you to go outside and feed the animals."
This is after they're dead?
Yeah.
Okay.
I would get up and I'm like, I know I'm not hearing her. I look, her eyes would be looking at me. And I'd hear her again, "Eddie, I need you to go do this for me." And that's when I said, I've had enough of this. I can't take this no more. And I think that was Sunday afternoon. And then I woke up to hearing a banging, I guess, which was Tuesday. And I remember seeing her face and Larzu.
Lazoo? Yep.
Yeah.
Yes.
You mean Monday?
That was Monday?
Yeah.
Well, Sunday, you said this went on all day Sunday.
Okay.
But then whenever you come in contact with us, you remember that.
Okay.
It was Monday.
Okay. Because I remember being in the back of his car and he looked at me and he says, "I need you to sit up." I said, "Look, I'm trying to. I'm trying to." Because I remember somebody saying, "Hey, get the F out of the closet, get the F out of the closet." I'm sitting there saying, I'm trying to. I'm recording this right now. I can't get up. I'm off balance. I don't have anything. I need help. I remember sitting in the car. I remember hearing somebody say, "You're not under arrest right now. You're being detained." And then I heard somebody say, "We got to get him out of here now." And then I made a couple of series of turns, and then I woke up in the hospital.
As you were being taken from the house, you were in that closet. How long were you in that closet?
I couldn't tell you.
Was it daylight when you went in there?
It was daylight when I went in.
Okay. Now, and you said that you cut because she kept bothering you, kept asking you, you kept hearing her voice asking you to go do things, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Explain to me what you did with, and then what you did to Susan. Why that? Can you explain that to me?
No, sir, I can't.
I mean, because you just explained to me, and that's why I'm asking.
I can't. That's what scares me.
Okay. Well, you said
Do you remember what you did?
Kind of. I know. I know I regret. Yeah.
How
With your
did you do
hands?
that?
Then
Relax.
Take a deep breath.
I want to do the right thing. I really want to see my dad. Why did I do that?
How did you rip her in half? How did you rip her in half?
I think it was a bread knife they used. I think.
Okay. How'd you rip her in half, though? You said you literally ripped her in half.
Did you physically do
that? I don't know. I'm really not sure how I did. I know it went through the chest cavity. scary to say, but almost like carving a pig, a hog.
Okay.
So you didn't physically rip her in half?
No, sir, not to my knowledge. No.
So you said the first injuries that that anything you did to her is the first thing you did is you sliced her jugular.
Yes, sir.
Okay, and then you said that you strangled her.
Yes, sir.
What about where was he at? Did he ever come out?
He was in his top bunk.
Okay.
I stabbed him.
Okay. Where at? The
Right
stomach?
here. Yeah, right
Stomach, chest area? How many times did you stab him?
I think I stabbed him 3 times.
Did he say anything to you?
He was still asleep when I stabbed him.
He didn't wake up?
I think I hit his heart. I would say I hit his heart because he never said a word.
How did or why did you? He was on the top bunk when this happened. Did you move him from there right away, or did you leave him there?
I think I left him there for a little while, and that's when I started hearing constantly asking me to do things, and then I got what I could find and put him over by the front door, I think.
Why was that? Why did you do that?
No clue. No clue.
When did you, when you cut her jugular, how deep did you cut on her neck?
I think it took like 4 back and forth motions.
Okay. And then what did you do?
Sure.
You did 4 back and forth motions. How deep was it? Was it all? I mean, was it?
Well, it never shot like they would say with what they were taught in school. Oh, if you ever cut your jugular, it's going to shoot like 6 foot. It just kind of oozed out, and that was it.
Okay. Did you cut the head off? What did you do after that? What did you do with the head after that?
Sure.
What did you do with her head after that?
If I remember correctly, I set it over there by the front door. I think I set it over there by the front door.
You completely, the house was a mess. You recall that? The house was a complete mess. Do you recall that?
Yeah, I was looking for something. She sent me looking for something. I can't remember what she sent me looking for.
This is after she's dead?
Yes, and I kept telling her it's not there. Well, it's on top of the entertainment center. It's not there. It's not there. It's not there.
Did you hear anybody else?
No.
Just her?
Just constantly telling me to go get things. It's no big deal. I mean, she was always telling me to get things.
Right.
She'd rather have me cook, which didn't bother me because while she was at work, I would cook and do the dishes. I mean, it's only fair.
Right.
It gives her a little time off from the kids so she can go to work, and she would come home and have a hot dinner ready. She was just upset that I was on my medication and it had hit a crimp in our sex life because I was having to get used to the medication again, and I kept trying to tell the Harvard, look, medication's not strong enough. Y'all got to put me on something stronger. Y'all got to get me. I'm not right on this. I'm still having problems on this. I need.
Where did it fall into all this? In between. Where did it come into this?
Not sure. Oh, I think last.
Where?
Well, last.
Where at?
He bit me.
Did he? Where at?
That's the third dog to ever bite me in my life.
Where did he bite you?
Right here.
Where at? Bit you on the leg?
Yeah. Not all of these are him. I think those two.
Those two on the top of the inside of your left knee?
Yeah, right there.
Okay.
I think that's it.
Did he just bit you out of the blue, or I mean, where did that happen at? Where in the? Was it in the house?
It was in the house, in this room. I think I stepped on his paw or tripped over him or something. And he turned around and hauled off and bit me, and I hit him too hard.
What'd you hit him with? You remember?
Well, to put him down was with the hammer, because I mean I.
What part of the house was that in?
Huh?
What part of the house was that in when you did?
Because I had punched him, and I think I really hurt him when I punched him.
Yeah.
It startled me that he bit me.
So you hit him with you punched him and then hit him with the
Yes,
hammer?
sir. If I remember correctly, I punched him first, and then I hit him with the hammer. Or it could have been the other way around. I didn't know. But
And that was in his room?
the hallway into to the room.
Okay.
Did you ever bring him out of there?
Sir?
Did you ever bring him out of there? Did you ever bring out of that location, or did you leave him
Oh,
right
no.
there?
I left him there.
What about after she kept asking you to do things?
She asked me to bring Smokey in, and I brought Smokey in. She kept pestering me, where's Smokey? I don't know where Smokey's at. Smokey's in the house somewhere. You know how he is.
Smokey being the cat?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
And somebody had stole Lucy. We had another cat out there, and her mom had always threatened to have those cats taken, and then all of a sudden one day, Lucy's gone. I was there at the house, and
Oh, her mother threatened.
yeah,
Okay.
and everybody said, "Oh, we're joking," and I know I let Smokey in. Where's Smokey at? I don't know.
Well, they did find a cat in a kennel,
In the kennel?
portable kennel.
Oh, is the kennel outside?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. We found him. Let me
Is
ask you
that
this.
this where I let Smokey in?
Yeah, he was in there. He was in there.
Yeah, there was
We
a
actually
cat
put him
inside
in the
it.
kennel.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that's what he was doing. Did you call anybody? Talk to anybody after all this happened? Do you recall?
No, sir, not to my knowledge.
Okay. Do you ever recall whether you did? Because you guys had a home phone, right?
Oh, yes, sir, we did.
Okay, and then you said you were looking for your cell phone. Is your cell phone actually activated?
Oh, no, it got turned off because of data usage on the phone. My mom kept griping about it.
When did that happen, though? When did you?
It just happened last week, but I still had important numbers in there so where I could make phone calls. And his aunt was supposed to give me her old Metro PCS one, and I was going to go on plan. This way I have my phone numbers ready to switch over.
Did you use the phone that day? Or Sunday?
I never found her phone, to my knowledge. Wait a minute. I think I did.
Okay. What do you remember?
unless I was dreaming, I could have swore I called 352-346-6941.
Who is that?
My ex-wife.
Why would you have called her?
I don't know.
Did you talk to her?
No, she'll never answer.
But does she know the phone number though?
No, not to my knowledge. Not to my knowledge.
Right. Did you?
I just like to stay in touch with her, see how she's doing, because I still care about my ex-wife.
Okay.
I I'll always care about her.
You don't remember if you left her a message or
Yes,
anything
I
like
don't
that, or
remember.
remember whether
I
you
don't.
talked to her or anything?
I may have. I may not have.
Okay.
I'm not sure.
Right.
But I think I tried to call twice, and
Miss Sherry.
I don't remember if I left one and then it did. I know on the first one I didn't, but I don't remember if I did on the second one or not.
Okay. I'm gonna check on something for him real quick. And you
There-
gonna use the bathroom or anything? Or you alright? You gonna use the bathroom or anything? Or are you alright?
I'm not sure. I'm fine.
Okay.
There was what looked like a bite mark on his arm. Do you remember anything about that?
It could have been when we were playing around earlier that night,
Oh, okay.
because she would come up and bite you. That's one of the biggest problems we had with her, was she would bite.
Oh, wow.
So part of breaking her on that was we'd bite her back. Not hard.
Oh, yeah, I know. That's
And sometimes that's what it takes.
right.
That or just a no.
And I guess they were all. Did they go to bed with their clothes on?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
What did he go to bed in that night? I think he just went to bed in his t-shirt and underwear. We've been having a problem with. We went to her brother's Bright House Networks party, and
When was that?
a couple weeks ago,
Okay.
up in Cypress Gardens, Lakeland.
Okay.
And while we were there, me and tended to a kid with a bloody nose. And none of the lifeguards saw it, and I happened to see it, and he's streaming blood down. So I took my first aid knowledge and applied compress to it. Got him to lean his head back, got to the lifeguard, and found his mother. In the meantime, had run off from where he was told to be at with his uncle. And his uncle has multiple sclerosis. So we didn't let him do anything the rest of the day.
Put him in like a timeout?
Basically. And we rode the rides, and he got to watch his sister ride the rides.